It says to cast on 6 stitches. I like to use a short tail, and I like to do the knitted cast on. That way I am not wasting any yarn at all. So that's 1, and I do a little twist like this and pick it up. That's 1. So now I have 2 stitches. I'm going to come in the needle like this, wrap my yarn around, bring it back through just like I'm knitting, bring it up. I do a little twist and slip the needle into that twist. I'm holding it with my finger like this. Now you can do any cast on you want, but this is always my favorite one, just because it has a pretty edge to it and has flexibility, and I don't waste precious yarn that I may need for my pattern. So I will do this 6 times, and then we'll start on the pattern. So there you go. So that's 5. I'm going to show it real close to you now, see if you can see. I come into the stitches, in between the stitches like this. I wrap my yarn around like that, come back through, catching that yarn, see, like that. There it is. I release, I pull up, I twist the needle away from me. The left-hand needle goes into the hole, and now I have 6 stitches, 2, 4, 6. So the first row, I am going to use a, where is that pattern? It's right over here. So the first row, I will knit 1. Let's put this on this side so it's not crossing our path. So I knit 1, then it says to knit front and back. So I'm gonna knit in the front. So when I say, let's see if I can do this just a little bit better for y'all to see it. So I'm gonna knit into the stitch, the front of the stitch, come back through. I do not take the stitch off the needle, because now I'm going to knit in the back of the stitch, just like that. Okay, bring it back through. Now I can slide it off. Then it says to knit 1, and I repeat again. So I will knit 1, knit into the front of the stitch, just like normal, right? Just like that. Don't take it off, pull up, go into the back loop of that stitch. Every stitch has 2 legs. So I knit in the front leg and then the back leg, and then I'll pull it off and I will knit my last stitch. So that is the first row. I should have 8 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8 stitches. Now I'm going to turn my work, and it says to purl. So now I will purl. There you go, just like normal, right? So we will continue to do increases in this pattern until we get to 28 stitches. Then when we get to 28 stitches, we do 3 rows of stockinette. She abbreviates it as SS. And then this is where the trick comes into play. So I will come back to the point of the 28 stitches and then completing my 3 stockinettes. Thank you. There you go. This is the beginning of it. We're going to have a white heart, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay, here we are. These are my stitches, and this is what I'm going to slide these stitches onto my darning needle, which is included in your kit as well. The only thing that's not included is your knitting needle for this project, and scissors. Okay, there you go. So here we go. Let's see if we can turn this up just a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing here. There you go. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to make a circle, and I am going to feed the stitches onto the darning needle, one at a time. One at a time onto my darning needle, see? I'm going to pull it just a little bit. There we go. Pull this off, and then the last one right there. Okay, now I'm going to pull this up. Now notice, I made a circle, just like when you're trying to do a hat. And I'm going to pinch this up the best I can, like that, making it snug. Then I am supposed to go back and pick up those stitches again and make them really tight. So I'm going to go back in through these loops again. See, just like this. It's a little tricky. See, like that, and then one more. Now I'm going to pull it really tight and cinch it up. Okay. See, there's my loop right there. I'm going to do this first, pull up the first loop, and now here's your magic. So here it creates the first lobe. There you go. See the first lobe? Here it is. It's beautiful. See? I love it. Now she says to do a mattress stitch. So I am going to do a mattress stitch. See if I can push this down a little bit so you can see the mattress stitch a little bit better. So if you're not familiar with it, I'm going to come over here first. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to push it over because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take this yarn right here. Notice I kept the long tail. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab a V right there. Okay. Then I'm going to come back over where I came out at in this same hole and grab. I'm just catching one little loop like that. Okay. And I'm just closing up this lobe. I'm going to do it again. Right here. There you go. See? Right there. And then the next hole right here. And I almost have my lobe closed up. You'll know because it's going to meet right in the center. Now it's a little awkward because I still have my needle attached, but it will get better. So let's see. Where did I come out at? Okay. I'm going to come back. Let's see, I have to see where that is. I'm going to say, oh, it was right here. This is the hole. I'm going to come back into that hole. Catch that lobe. And then I come over here on this side. Catch one little bar. Then I'll do this one over here, catching one little bar. And I'm going to cinch them up tight. There you go. See, now this is where I was messing up earlier. So I'm just going to tuck it in there. It'll be just fine. There you go. So I almost have the lobe closed up. Let's push this up just a little bit more so you can see it better. Okay, so here's the lobe. There was my mattress stitch. I'm going to do a little bit closer actually. And the reason I left the extra yarn is because, I'm going to show you in one moment. I got to go back where I originated from, which sometimes it's hard. It's this hole right here. One more, and then one more. Okay, this is like so perfect. Now I've cinched it up. Now the reason I kept this tail is I'm going to take my thread off this needle, and it says now I needed to do my second lobe, right? So my yarn is already here. I'm going to use this yarn and I'm going to knit, and we were supposed to be knitting the first 14 stitches. So I'm back to row 15. So I'm going to knit my first 14 stitches. And then I'll purl back. But there I can pick up my extra yarn. I don't think I didn't leave a long enough tail. Oh, drats. So what do? I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to take the two ends like this. See these two ends right here? And I'm going to knit the next stitch with both the ends, just like that, holding on to them. Then I go back and I make sure that my feeding yarn wraps around this so I can anchor it. And I'm really going to do a nice little twist. See that? I've twisted it. Now I'll finish that row. So the idea was to have enough yarn, but I didn't. So, okay, so now I will purl back. You'll have plenty of yarn for your kit. I always make sure that we do. And now we're going to finish this second lobe. I'm not too worried about weaving in my ends. I think I've secured it pretty well, but you can weave them in if you want to. Now, see these two loops? It's one stitch. Remember, those are the two that we carried. We just anchored it together. Now, I'm going to get to the end of this row, and then I will knit two together to the end, right? And then create my second lobe. We will stuff it, and then we'll do the mattress stitch to close it up. Now, you could pick something up and do a little chain in crochet, so you can have a loop to hang the heart. You can embellish the heart, whatever you want to do. If you're going to do any cross stitch, I would do it before I sew it up. Okay, here we go. Last part of this heart. Take it, and now I'm going to knit 2 together, which is row 17. This is only 17 rows. This is pretty amazing. Like I said, I am so impressed with her brilliance. All right, almost there. Yep. Okay. Last 2 stitches. Now we will do the same thing we did before, right? I'm going to cut my yarn. Hopefully I can leave enough because I really want to sew it up with this whole thing. So I'm going to make it really extra long, right? Now I'm going to bring the yarn through the loops, making that circle just like if I was doing a hat. So let's do that again. Maybe it'll go more smoothly this time. I don't know about you, but sometimes I do struggle. Okay, so here it is. I'm making the circle, right? So that means I have to come in. Actually, I can scoot this down. I couldn't do it before because I had the other lobe still attached. So you could have put these stitches on a holder if you wanted to make it easier. But I just, I'm more about quick than easy, to be honest. Okay, so I'm going to slip 1 stitch at a time onto my darning needle. If you can see that, see? 1 at a time. Okay, and I have done it. So I'm going to put these needles out of the way. Now, here we go. Oops, I dropped that one. Just picked it back up though. Oops, again I dropped it. Okay. I love this yarn. It's Macro by Barocco. We did our Moxie jacket with it. It's a really nice yarn to work with. I love it. Almost got it. Let's see. Yep. Now what do I have to do? I have to come back through those loops again to make it really snug. All right? So I'm going to come back through and pick all of them. So I'm making sure I'm getting all of them because sometimes we miss this one on the end, but you don't want to miss that one. Okay. There we go. And I have cut all of them. But before I cinch this up really tight with this one, I'm going to cinch up that other circle really good first. There we go. See this one right here? I'm going to pull that snug first, and then I'll pull this. Whoops. What's happening? I'm catching my other lobe. Okay, let's see. Pull this one. There we go. And there is my second lobe right there. See? Now I will do mattress stitch, and I have enough yarn to close it all up. And I'm going to show you that. So the mattress stitch again, I come out this way. I'm going to come in here and pick up 1 little bar, being careful not to split my yarn if possible. Sometimes it's not easy to not split your yarn, but it just, there you go. So there it is. Okay, that's the first one. Come back over to the spot where I came out at, which is right here. And I'm going to pick up 1 little bar right there. Can you see that? Yep. Next, it does want to knot up, so I just kind of hold it. Come back to the other side. So I'm going to go back to the middle of this lobe. There you go. Pick that up. See? It's like a zigzag. Come back where I came out at, and I'll pick up that stitch, and I almost have closed my lobe up. Come back over here. I'm going to pick up both these little bars right here. Can you see that? Yep. Oops. Now I will zip her up, and it should be perfect because now zip this up and pull it really snug, very snug. And I have. All right, here are our lobes. See, beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and stuff it so I can finish my mattress stitch. So you will have enough stuffing for your project as well. how pretty this is looking already. Yeah, beautiful. I know you don't need to see me stuff this, and you could probably end it anytime you want to, but for those of you who are not sure, this is a great video for you. Okay, so I'm just gonna really stuff this little guy full for you. Okay, he's pretty full. So, yeah, look at that. Is it gonna be beautiful or what? Yeah, so let's go ahead and finish this. Look, I have plenty of yarn to do my mattress stitch. It might be a little challenging with the stuffing in here, but we're just gonna work with it. Okay, so here I go. I came out of this little hole right here. Let's see, there it is. So I'm gonna come back into that hole where I came out of, and I'm gonna pick a bar. There you go. I'm just doing one bar at a time, keeping everything even. Come back on this side, see where yarn came out at? Right there. I will go into that same hole and pick up the bar. I'm gonna do about 3, and then I'm gonna pull it snug. So here it is right here. Okay, it's right here. And I'll pick up the bar. There you go. Now I'm probably gonna pull it a little bit snug, but not so snug that I can't see where it's coming from the other one. So here we go, we'll just pull it really tight. Perfect, okay. Now I'm gonna come back over to my other side where I came out at. So it was right here because I pulled it really tight, and it's actually this little spot right there. So I'm gonna come in there. Actually, there we go. Pick up one little bar or 2, whatever works for you. Come back over here. Here's where it came out at, so that's where I'm gonna go up at, right there. Back, over here, there's the hole, and there's the bar right there. Pull it snug, yep. Oh, I like really puffy hearts, I don't know about you. So, I will continue to do this until it is all sewn up. There you go. Whoops, my ball just fell. Come back into the hole where I came from. Back and forth until it's all sewn up. There you go. Here it is, right there, and right there. You can see how it works its way back and forth right here. See? So my next one, I'll come right into this hole right here where the last one came out at. Pick it up. I'm gonna pull it snug. There, look how the heart's looking. He's so cute, isn't he? Yeah, or her, whatever. It. Because it's, I don't know, whatever we want to call it, right? I know my grandchildren name their loveys, so they may name this little heart too. Okay. I mean, there's so much you could do. I mean, you could put buttons on it. I'm just thinking, you know, whatever you want to do to embellish it. There you go. Can you see what we're doing? Almost there. And weaving in the ends is very easy. One thing about this yarn, it is 100% wool. So over time, the ends are gonna all work together and mesh together. There you go. The trick is always pulling it tight. And you know what? I think I'm gonna add a little bit more stuffing right here because I pushed it all up as I was doing it. So let's go ahead and add a little bit more stuffing. Like I said, you will have plenty of stuffing for your heart. Oops, that's a little much. There. Okay, we will finish her up. Up, there it is. Coming back and forth. And here's the other one. See, right there. This is where it came out at. So I'll go into that hole right there. And oh, be careful not to grab your stuffing because it might make it difficult. I'm going to come back over here. See, there's the hole. And I'm going to, there it is, right there. Yep. So it's just back and forth. You come out of one hole on the right hand side or the left hand side, and I'm gonna go back into the opposite side where I just came from in that same spot. Okay, I'm gonna pull it snug. This is really a good yarn. It's not gonna break on you, that's what I'm gonna tell you. And I love it in the Moxie jacket, it's beautiful. Almost there, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna weave in this. And if some of you are quilters, that's kind of the same way that I do it. Okay. I may put too much stuffing, I don't know. It's all on you. It's white stuffing, so you don't really see it anyhow. But if you were using a different color yarn, then you might not want it as loose. Okay, here we go. And then I've got this last little bit right there to close up, so I'm just going to close that up as well. I mean, it really, like I said, I can't say enough about this person who wrote the pattern, because I think she did an awesome job. And you can actually download her pattern directly from Ravelry. Okay, here is my heart. There it is. And you know, you can't really even, I'm gonna pull it really snug right there. It doesn't really have a wrong side or a right. It doesn't have, oh gosh, dog, sorry. Doesn't have a wrong side or a right side, I don't think. Just beautiful. You can even put their name on it. There's so much you can do with this. Just a cute little heart. Thank you, Yarn Store Boutique. Okay, the final step, like I was saying, if you were a quilter, a lot of times you bring the thread back through inside of the quilting and then you knot off. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I did here. I'm going to turn it down. So I've already fed this up from the bottom, but what I'm saying is, see my yarn right here? I'm going to actually go into it and I try to duplicate the stitch that I'm seeing. Okay, I'm not going to go like way over here and feed it in. I'm going to be right next. So my yarn came up from here and I'm going to come back into this hole and I'm going to pull it up like that. Okay, I could have gone through, but I've already done a lot of weaving. So that's what I say. So you can't even tell when you bring it back through. And then the way that this yarn works, it's really cool because it will stick to itself. Now I'm going to come back over here and like this with this, because I'm going to do something a little bit different, I think. Now I've cinched up really well. So this is going to be new for me because I don't know what I'm going to do. I thought I was going to crochet something, a chain. So I may try to do it. Now my crocheters out there might know exactly what they're doing. I'm just going to do a little chain stitch. Yeah, I think I'm doing okay. So I'm going to do a chain stitch right here, so we can hang this up later. So I'll show you what I did real quick before I finish this, okay? So now I am making a chain stitch. Oops. Okay, and if I wanted to, I could just connect it right here and it can hang up, right? Make it as long or as short as I wanted to. But how did I do that? That's a good question, because I'm starting down here, okay? So I got as close, I just did like, I wrapped it around my finger, like that. I bring my hook into it and I'm just going to cinch it really tight and bring the first chain in. That way I'm not having to add any more yarn. So then we'll do that, and then see how many I want to do on here. Like I said, you're going to have plenty of yarn. And I think, I'm not sure what size needle, but it'll be on your pattern what size needle you use for this. Okay, so now I think I've made it, actually, isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. Let me do this again. Now, if you didn't want to, you could probably do an I-cord edging. If you're a knitter, you know, you probably could have just actually done it right there, is do an I-cord edging. So I think I'm going to make a little bit longer, and then I'll show you how we're going to do it. So I'm going to come back. Let me turn my camera down for you to see. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to come back into my spot right here. And I will do, I'm just going to pick that up. or actually, is this called a chain stitch? Yeah, maybe. No, a single crochet. That's what I'm doing, a single crochet. So I'm gonna loop it around. It's a little bit hard because I'm just working closely to the item. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's good. And then I'll do the final slip stitch right here. And here is my cute chain. Let me turn it back up again so you can see. There's the cute little chain right there. Now, I'll take this again and I'll show you how I'm gonna weave this in, okay? To get my darning needle. Oops. Now, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna come back right here close, okay? And I'm gonna come up through one of these holes, like right here, being careful not to split the yarn. There you go. Now I want to follow the lines of my knitting. So I'm going to pull that tight because I want that to be secure. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this little knitting line right here. And I'm going to come back through and I'm going to come up. And I'm going pretty deep into it. Right there it is, right there. Pull it through, and then I'm going to come back over this way, keeping my line straight, and then I'm going to cut my yarn, and I have no knots. See, there it is, right there, just that one spot. Oops, pull it a little too. There you go. See, can't even tell. Oh, not sure what happened right there. Oh, I think that was my one of my make ones. There you go. Now I'm going to cut it. There's my heart, all done. Perfect. Beautiful little heart. I could hang it up on my window, just hang it in the house for decoration, just set it on the table. But, so, hearts to you. Happy Valentine's Day.